Right, how's it going, folks? Got another All Will Be One brew here. This is trying to take advantage of Proliferate, which is an old favorite mechanic from previous Phyrexia sets, which means you take any number of players and or permanents that have counters on them, and you can put an additional one of those counters on those permanents or players. So it works pretty well with the whole toxic, putting poison counters on your opponent, and then you can proliferate those to get another poison counter on them and kill them without having to touch them that much. And we've got some planeswalkers too, to put more loyalty counters on them to get to the ultimate faster. We've keeping it pretty low to the ground here because I want to play these sort of cute 1 and 2 mana creatures that synergize with proliferate, as well as just being able to get the poison counters on the opponent through attacking them. So one of those that I think is really cool is Voidwing Hybrid, 2 mana 2/1 flying, toxic 1, and then when you proliferate, you return it from your graveyard to your hand. So nice recursion here, decent stats and body, just nice evasion as well. We like having evasive creatures because we're playing Kaido as one of our planeswalkers of choice. So if you can attack consistently, you get to draw an extra card each turn with Kaido, which is pretty sweet. So it's playing out like a tempo deck. We play some cheap creatures, play some planeswalkers to get some long-term advantage, and we hope our removal spells can keep our opponent from dealing with us or killing us in a race. Got a lot of nice removal spells that go with the theme as well here. With Drown and Ecor being a 2 mana -4/-4, which kills most things in standard. It's not shielded, notably, and proliferates. We've got Vraska's Fall here. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, gets a poison counter. So we usually win with poison. We can also just damage them down with the 2/1s, right? This comes down, if this is the only thing you attack with, it kills them with both poison and damage at the same time. You attack with it 10 times, they have 10 poison counters and 20 damage. Also got Venser Corpse Puppet here, which is a cool one. 2 mana, 1/3 lifelink and toxic, so it gets those poison counters on. Can gain you a little bit of life in the aggressive matchups, and when you proliferate, you can make a 3/3 Golem Artifact Creature token. So if you get to proliferate easily, this is 2 mana for 4/6 worth of stats, which is phenomenal. And you can also give your Golem lifelink and flying if you have already made it. So this can gain a good amount of life and just push some damage, and is a neat legendary creature to try out here. Instead of playing the third one, we've got one Scheming Aspirant to also get some life gain and drain. Mono red is still very much out there. Throwing Word is another one of the creatures that made me want to play this deck. So 2 mana 1/1 that proliferates whenever it deals damage to a player. So this can basically have Toxic 1, as well as ticking up your Planeswalkers every time it hits, which is really cool. We've also got Liliana the Veil as our other Planeswalker. In testing, I have ultimated both of these multiple times, so hopefully we get to do that here. The Liliana ult is very powerful. Just making your opponent sacrifice half their permanents is, good and puts you in an advantageous position most of the time. And with our sort of play creatures to the board and play removal spells, we're decent at emptying our hand in time for Liliana to have the discard be good. Playing Experimental Augury, a little bit of card selection, and Proliferate. I don't want to play just the draw a card and put a poison counter. It's less good in almost all cases. The only case it's not is if you don't already have the poison counter on them, and you need to get the first one going for all your other Proliferates to be good. But this is a lot more selection, and it's good with your Planeswalkers, and it triggers your hybrids and Vencers and the Scheming Aspirant. So I think we go with this one. This deck desperately wants to play 1-drops, so I've got Bilious Skulldweller is the obvious one. 1 mana 1/1 with Death Touch and Toxic 1, so gets those poison counters down if they don't have blockers, and is a 1 mana 1/1 against most creature decks. So usually trades up. I think this deck is generally good as long as playing your 1/1 with Death Touch and your edict effects are good, and if they're not, then we have a bit tougher of a time. Like if they're going wide with tokens, then our removal spells are bad and our attackers are not phenomenal, so then that's pretty tough. But most other places, these removal spells are pretty decent, and we can trade up with the Skulldweller and we're okay. It's just like soldiers and the new token decks that give us a hard time with the removal spells sometimes. Then Evolve Sleeper doesn't really go with the theme, though it does put counters on itself, but it's just a generically good 1-drop creature we can play. If I could play 6 Billia Skull-Dwellers, I would for the flavor of it, but we've got 2 sleepers here to try it out. We've got some pretty good mana here with Darkslick Shores being newly added, and also Mirax, which can tap for any color the turn it comes down. Otherwise, it's colorless, and then has 3 and tap to make a 1/1 Phyrexian Might with Toxic and can't be blocked. So if you get into low resources towards the end of the game, you can win by creating a few of these, getting those last few poison counters down, which is kind of what we're trying to do some of the time with Liliana. Makes the Mirax plan pretty good. Only 2, though, because we're low to the ground. We want to play a lot of colored spells on turn 1 and 2, so I don't want too many of these, making that too difficult. We've got 22 lands, again, low to the ground. We have some card selection with Kaido and the Augury here. And Sleeper can draw some extra cards too, and the deck works pretty well on 3 or 4 lands. Channel lands, you know the drill. Alright, that is the deck. Let's go try it out. Land is not going to do it. Guess that's fine. Back one of these, I guess. Could play 1/1 and 1/2. Put back the Throwing Bird. I think I like that better. Pays a bit of life, but the awkward lands are going to have to do something. Just want to make sure I get something through to be worth proliferating, right? Okay, Edict here is not bad. Getting the Rotpriest off the table against a Rotpriest deck is generally a good idea. Guess they might try and protect it or something. Or cast pump spells. Especially if they're the Simic version. Okay. No such luck, but we'll take it out anyway. Maybe they have Slip out the back, which makes this play not great. March, sure. Well, that's their whole turn, so it could be worse. Vraska's Fall, not bad. I think we try and trade our other Skull Dweller for it first, though. And cast the Augury. If they use any sort of spell to take this out of the way, I'm pretty happy with that exchange. Including a indestructible spell on the Rotpriest, I think. No attacks. That is great for us, I think. Yeah, more removal against this deck seems good. Try and attack here. If they protect it, we'll use the fall, I think. Sure. So they tap all their mana for this turn. They go to 5 poison counters, we go to 2, and we have 2 creatures in play. I think we're in good shape. 4/4. Ooh, love to see that draw. Probably have another protection spell here, which would stop Drown and Ecor, does not stop the edicts. Yeah, when our edicts are good, this deck is pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Play the Skull Dweller first. Sleeper's better later in the game. Can draw cards with it more reliably. Got that first poison counter down, so our proliferates are good. Thrumming Bird. Hopefully they play something I can cut down here. And not cut down me. Unfortunate. But we're doing fine. Let's get down our sleepers, I think. We don't have any more proliferate in sight, so getting this down, not terribly exciting. Glissa is very bad for us. Pass. I think we just have to take an attack here. But our attacks back are pretty good. Alright, no attacks. Let's cut down the Loam Speaker. We definitely want to do that. And if we draw the Shieldred's Edict, we can kill Glissa for sure and be pretty happy. No such luck. Pass in here again. We'll level up some sleepers. Maybe use cut down. Again, no proliferating, so no use getting the aspirant down here. Another Loam Speaker, sure. And yeah, even if this is a 4-3, the Glissa still wins in combat, so I think I want to kill the Loam Speaker again, so that now the Vraska's Fall is a live draw. Alright, Shieldred's Edict, feeling good. Level this up. Attack for a bunch. There's Shieldred, but we have Death Touch on everything, so our attacks are good. Go to 9 and 6 poison counters, feeling okay. Second Shieldred, whatever. Kind of want to hit a land off this. It'd also be nice to use the aspirant. I'll go for the land. Alright. Mirax seems good here. We have enough black sources. Though, here they're going to 7, they go to 8. If they trade with the Shieldred, and then next turn. Kinda just want the other Augury, actually. There's a good chance it just wins us the game next turn. Yeah, so now if we get to cast this next turn, we win. There's not really anything they can do about it. Cool, cool. 3 lands, easy game. Yeah, it seems pretty good. How likely am I to proliferate next turn? Reasonably. But they're also kind of likely to kill my first play. I'd much rather they do that to the Voidwing than Venser. Bankbuster, sure. get Venser down for funsies. All knows there's a huge difference between that and the Voidwing here. Bankbuster on 2 is not usually the play of an Esper player who's playing a creature on 3. I didn't think so. Go with 3 poisons. We'll play the other Voidwing, I think, here. Or do we? If they play a sweeper, playing the other Voidwing isn't great for us, and then activating Merrick's is very attractive. If they play a Planeswalker or creature, then I want to have Vraska's Fall open. If they use spot removal, then Merrick's is fine. I think we pass here. If they do nothing, Merrick's is also fine. Likely a Wandering Emperor. Yep. So I get to exile my Voidwing, probably. I think that's fine. I could also cut it down to make it in my graveyard. But they have Emperor tokens and Bankbuster tokens. I might get value out of the cut down. Yeah, that's fine. We can get the Sleeper down here as well, I suppose. I definitely want to Vraska's Fall the Emperor. It feels like another Emperor, but I guess we'll see. Odawara my Venser. That's fine. I think I want to play Venser and the Voidwing out here. That's really bad against a Farewell, huh? Definitely want to play this as a land. Maybe it's just Mirax again? Yeah, because if we do these and we get Farewelled, we're absolutely devastated. Even a regular sweeper is pretty bad for us then. Should have leveled up the Sleeper, but alright. Holding up Mirax again. Very nice in this control matchup. There's an Emperor. They have to Emperor my tokens. We're pretty happy with that.
I'm going to end. I am almost sad to see you go.
I think we're definitely winning with poison here, not life. I think I like play the Skull Dweller, then we can still activate Mirax. Then we have 3 toxic things out. And we can still just draw 2 of our spells that put a poison counter without attacking them. The game, as long as they don't kill us, which should take a very long time. Yep, there's the Farewell. Make a blocker with their Emperor. Yep.
Years of train of thought. But this, let your blade do the talking.
So we have the cut down for that. We also have Vraska's Fall, which is just lethal. Beautiful. Yeah, we want to draw the third land, but Augury is pretty good at doing that. I'd like to get a game in where we can show off the Planeswalkers a bit. Okay, love to see tap land on turn 1. And nice to see our third land for Kaido. Okay, opponent has revealed 4 colors. There's our other Planeswalker. Attack here before we give them any more information. Cathartic Fire, that's fine. We'll get Kaido down, start drawing 2 cards a turn. Seems pretty good.
Get in, get out. Now this is a juicy secret.
Cathartic Fire my 1/1, sure. So they're on some sort of reanimation nonsense. Which I don't really want to give them the opportunity to discard things, but we don't really have much else going for us, so we'll get Liliana down.
Enough with the mysteries.
Guess I technically should have done this before telling them that I'm going to minus Kaido. Yeah, so there goes a portal. Let me attack. Play an Emperor, sure.
Finally, I'm home. My judgment is final.
Draw a card, that's fine.
What do we have here?
Seems unlikely that our Drown in Igor will be terribly good here. But I guess I could Augury first. Maybe we somehow hit absolutely nothing here. Could also hit Shieldred's Edict to take care of the Emperor. Or we could hit the Voidwing, which I would like to play, probably. Right, it's not a huge chance I proliferate again. Maybe they don't have the Artifact Reanimation spell.
You won't be
Also, we threaten the Liliana ult next turn. Okay, that is not stopping my Liliana, nor is it putting Portal into play this turn. And then if I ultimate Liliana, I can stop them from putting Portal into play for a little while by shutting down their mana. That seems fine to me.
See you later.
Sacrifice their Emperor for a 2/2. Kinda happy just bouncing this 2/2 with Odawara. Then we can ult Lily and we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, there's no need to be greedy here. We could reanimate a portal, and there's no reason for that.
one way or
Right,
another.
so we'll give them... put these into pile 2. Sure. We've got 2 creatures in Kaido. Go down to 3 permanents. Should be pretty easy. Second Lily, nice.
You don't know.
can discard their final card here with Liliana, which is great, of course.
Now
And
this
it's a land.
is a juicy secret.
Play Liliana. Roll Augury.
I win. You're telling me what you
And
know about
doesn't
the
matter because we're going to discard it. This will just discard a land here. So I'm at 3. I'll take Lily. Okay, they didn't have the reanimation spell anyway, but that's fine. They have to draw gas here or they're dead. And they're dead. Good stuff. You know, 1-drop makes this a little suspect on the draw, but good mana, good 2 and 3 plays. We'll keep. If we're playing aggro, we'll probably die, but can't win everything on the draw. Gallagher Readers. Okay. Play a Voidwing. Pretty happy with this trade. This card comes back from the graveyard. Theirs does not. Tyvar. Alright. So that makes them pretty happy with that trade as well. Perhaps should have seen that coming.
Story's not finished yet.
Vraska's Fall, not phenomenal here. So next turn Tyvar doesn't do anything, at least. How badly do I need that Harvester gone? Alright, if they trade it for either of these, that's kind of fine. But having Lily on board is nice too. Just play Lily.
fight? And you think you can
Get rid of the Harvester. Maybe they somehow don't play a creature this turn and we can Vraska's their Tyvar. Alright, well, hitting that with Vraska's is fine too.
There's that second wind.
Okay, cut down helps quite a bit against whatever 2-drop they reanimate here. What am I dropping off?
think things?
We might just be a little too far behind for Kaido here. I'd buy that. Okay, they keep Glissa, which makes sense. Cannot cut that one down, unfortunately. They kill Liliana, but that means they don't get the trigger, which could be worse.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
Fable is annoying as ever. Oh, hey, Venser here. We can cut down the Fable token. Or just play the Skull Dweller as well. We threaten to race them pretty hard if they want to keep attacking with Glissa. Keeping both cards in hand for Fable is terrifying, of course. See if they can punish me for this block. Vote Despair. Yikes. Definitely hard to beat Invoke Despair when you're at 3 lands. Let's see if we can draw another land here. Get a 3/3. Get the Voidwing back in hand. Do we play the Voidwing or a Thrumming Bird here? Might kill my 3/3. But the Voidwing can trade for the Fable token. Go with the Voidwing. Have to imagine another Invoke here. Not pre-combat anyway. Can take the hit from Glissa, eat the Shaman. Glissa is very good, obviously. We'll certainly try this out at some point. 3/3 First Strike Death Touch is just very good in this format already. They have a fight spell for their Obliterator. That'll do it. We were far enough behind to fair Jund Midrange anyway. Certainly no need for the Obliterator nonsense. In this game here. So, no creatures. We'll throw this back. Mulligan on the draw on your tempo deck, not where you want to be. That's pretty good though. Put back the Aspirant. Go 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, either way. Or Liliana on 3, perfectly valid as well. Tap land is probably another, yeah, Portal Reanimator deck. Which we don't really interact with. We don't have counter spells or anything. But Portal's not that good against us either. Let's go for Lily.
Something suspicious. And for once, it's not my fault.
So Vraska's Fall,
I'm
or the
tired
land.
of your secrets.
I think it's just the land. We're chilling here. We discard Bitter Reunion, curious. Channel a Tanuki. I guess that is an enchantment they can reanimate, technically. Probably should have kept the land with the Sleeper on board. On second thought. To Reunion, discard Twin Shot Sniper. Alright, they're on Brilliant Restoration, yeah? Ooh, Kaido is a very nice draw here. So we'll do this.
Drop it.
Vraska's Fall, definitely not good against Brilliant Restoration. Attack here. They kill the Voidwing, that's fine. Play Kaido. Maybe we'll draw land and play the Skulldweller too.
I could sneak right by.
Okay, another Voidwing, that's fine.
We have here.
Kami War is definitely annoying. cut down is absolutely not what we're looking for.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Let's put my Impact Dorks down and hope they don't Brilliant Restoration me next turn. Perfectly happy to discard the cut down. Cycle Headquarters. Which probably means the last card is not Brilliant Restoration. Another Twin Shot Sniper, that's fine. Pretty unlikely to hit another 1-drop I'd rather play, so we'll go for 2 damage here. We play Kaido.
You'll never see me coming.
Sacrifice their Bitter Reunion. That's curious. Okay, that sure they're drawing the land here. They're that sure they're drawing the land here. Some folks have all the luck. Hey, if you're still here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel. Thank you. Alright, that'll do it for today. I have a lot of fun playing this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm reasonably happy with the current build, though with a deck like this, a lot of it depends on who you want to beat and who you're okay losing to, and what you're currently seeing, right? Like, I don't have much in the deck that really deals with big combo finishes like the Brilliant Restoration deck or the Portal to Phyrexia. I've tuned it a lot more to have a chance against soldiers and mono red, which I was seeing a lot more when I was testing, and also good against like various Super Friends things, which is why we've got a bunch of Shieldred's Edict and Vraska's Ball. If you want to beat the Brilliant Restoration decks and the Portal to Phyrexia stuff, you can cut your cut downs and put in Spell Pierce and whatever other counterspell tickles your fancy. But if you want to beat what I believe is most common, I think this version is pretty solid. Maybe the Sleeper didn't really shine in today's video, but it did pretty well against that first Shieldred deck, just putting the pressure on and becoming other slightly worse copies of Bilious Skulldweller, just being the turn 1 aggressive play that can get Death Touch. Fencer, also maybe not the most optimal choice here. We made the 3/3 once, the 1/3 with Lifelink is, again, good against mono red and soldiers, and not terribly exciting elsewhere. Again, if you're running into things like the Jund, Tyvar and Shieldred and Glissa and that sort of nonsense, that makes your edicts worse. Instead of Shieldred's Edict, then you'd want Go for the Throat would be better there. Same thing with Cut Down, not ideal against these sort of bigger creatures. But the arena meta goes in waves, man. Some days, like last week, last video, I played against 4 mono red gamers. Today there's none, and Cut Down very good against mono red. If you don't have a turn 1 play, you're almost certainly going to lose against soldiers and mono red with a deck like this, is what I've found. So that's why we've got so many of these, and I think those decks still are common. But a lot of room to experiment. Maybe this deck would be pretty cool in best of 3 with what I've been saying. Then you can have your cake and eat it too, play all your counter spells and the proper removal spells, and maybe 1 or 2 bigger planeswalkers up here too if you really want to go that way. But this is pretty sweet, I think. Nice being able to attack and be sneaky with your Infect instead of, like, there's other ways going around to do poison counters, of course. There's the Rotpriest versions that are pretty explosive, and they're all, like, cool as well. It's just this one I thought was unique, and I think these creatures are neat and not necessarily obviously powerful, but there's something there. And yeah, there's the control infect proliferate versions as well, with like the 6-mana Vraska and playing other bigger planeswalkers, but I wanted to show you guys this one. I think it's pretty cool. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.